The Acolyte's back in the headlines. Of course it is.
Ugh,
Why would it not be? So Leslie, the forehead Headland, her wife, Rebecca Henderson, who, I mean, was awful, god awful in this, literally the acting capabilities of a stone, is basically coming out and blaming fans for the Acolyte's cancellation, and tries to tout the numbers as if they're really, really positive. Bearing in mind, we've been through the numbers. They're awful. Like, they couldn't be any worse. They're so bad. But she's like, oh, yeah, no, these are really good, actually. Because she's an idiot, obviously. So, says this, the cast of The Acolyte continue to tout the show's ratings, despite the fact that objective numbers show that hardly anyone watched it. However, this group of people seem insistent on doubling down and trying to blame anyone but themselves or creator, showrunner, and Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant, Leslie Headland, for the show's cancellation. Instead, Leslie Headland's wife is putting the blame where it really belongs, on you, and basically everyone else. So here's what she posted. Tell me again, they cancelled the show because no one watched it, and not because you know why. And just shares this. It came in second place with 2.7 billion. Yeah, but we know that that's bad. It didn't. The top 10. It didn't even do. It did less than half of what the number 10 did in the top 10 of the streaming. So we know it's really, really, really quite bad. Like, we know that that's terrible. I don't understand. These people are idiots. Like, actually stupid. And as this article editorial says, you know what? Based on the obnoxious way she said that, coupled with the fact that she has to be intentionally trying to mislead, I'm only referring to her as Leslie Headland's wife from here on out, capitalized as though it's a proper noun even. While she didn't elaborate on what you know why meant, the implication is clear. Leslie Headland's wife appears to suggest that The Acolyte was cancelled for reasons other than the terrible ratings. And in the world of this cast, that typically means racism and sexism, because they have actually come out and said that many times, that it was that it was racism and sexism.
Can I ask something real quick?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, chime in.
Did this what's her name, Henderson?
Yeah.
Did she actually? Has she got anything to do with the production in any way?
She was in it. She was this one.
Oh, she's that. Oh, that's her. Okay. Right. Okay.
Do you remember the one that literally couldn't act for shit?
Yeah. I did watch it. Yeah.
That is the showrunner and director's wife.
Right. Okay. So, isn't there? Sorry to continue the aside. Isn't there some sort of conflict of the Headland, the head Headland, cast her own wife in the role? Is that?
Well, mate.
Anyway.
I don't know. No one mentions the Harvey Weinstein connection anymore, so I don't think anyone really cares. It's Hollywood, isn't it?
Fair enough.
It's Hollywood. I mean, that's the story basically. Is that she posted this dog shit, and not because you know why. What do you mean? What do you mean by that, dickhead? Like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Just say what you want to say, so everyone can laugh at you for being a pleb.
Yeah.
Also, put another L in cancelled. All right, it's my language. We invented it.
And it couldn't have been more woke and more. They couldn't have crowbarred more sort of DEI into it. So, what is she even?
Well, I guess the implication is that people didn't want to watch it because there was loads of DEI.
Yeah. Okay.
Not that it was just dog shit and it cost loads of money. And obviously, Lucasfilm was never going to keep investing that. It cost $230 million to make. That show cost $230 million to make. Proven, right? Proven because they did it in the UK. So we got the tax receipts. So we know actually how much it made, how much it cost, for a fact.
It was just so poorly written, wasn't it?
Oh, it was so bad.
Because there's some things where the acting isn't really up to snuff, but it's a good script.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Mark Hamill in the original episode 4, 5, and 6. It's not a brilliant performance, really, but it doesn't matter because it was really well written and the characters are well rounded and The writing on Acolyte was just so poor. I mean, like childishly poor, or worse, a committee of children, written by a committee of children or something. Yeah, it failed because it was shit. It's quite simple.
Oh, they sold it as like some murder mystery, but then they revealed the mystery straight away. They were like, "Yeah, it was her." You're like, "What? What is this marketing then? What were you saying in interviews? Trying to say it was a mystery that's going to unfold itself over multiple episodes? Nothing unfolded over multiple episodes aside from more and more terrible writing.
Yeah,
So bizarre. So bizarre.
space
That will go
lesbians.
down in Star Wars history categorically as one of the weirdest things they ever produced and marketed, because it was just like, what?
Mm.
Like an
It was
absurd
weird.
blip.
Like, be extremely boring and weird at the same time. Unlikable.
It's almost a skill. Yeah, it's almost a skill, really, isn't it? To be fair, I mean that's impressive.
Mm.
Oh, do you remember? So this is the Acolyte nostalgia now. Do you remember they tried to make out like the Jedi were doing evil things, but you fully sympathise with the Jedi, because it was like, well, no, it definitely looks like to them that you're definitely doing something weird to these girls. So it fully makes sense that they would definitely want to come in and help and be nice and altruistic and, compassionate. They're like, oh, but these Jedi, those evil fucks. Like, what?
They tried to make it out like the Jedi were like some evil child protective services unfairly taking kids away from their loving parents. It's like, no, none of that adds up. None of that makes sense within your own story framework. Like, what is this? Yeah, I've watched some. What's the other thing? What was the other Star Wars franchise not too long before TV show?
Ahsoka.
Yeah,
Shit as well.
so I had to watch a couple of episodes of that, which was about all I could muster. But the Acolyte was like a level worse than that.
Oh yeah.
Truly unlikable and boring. I mean, I only watched it for you guys so we could talk about it.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's fine. But like, I would have struggled to write something that unlikable. That's the only thing I can think to describe it as. Because if something's very, very bad, sometimes that can be good. Like Troma's films, or think films that are massively gory, like we talked earlier about, like whole films.
Terrify. It's not. They're not great films, but they know what they are. And they're meant to be that way. It's fun.
And some films that are very low budget, or even made to look even more low budget than they really are, there can be a charisma in that and stuff. But how to write something, you've got to spend over 250 million on something and make it completely dull. Loads of new characters, but that no one will care about. That's not easily done.
That's an art form, I swear.
It is a bit.
And they even said as well, I remember, like, when they killed off that Wookiee, the big hairy dude, off screen, and they came out in interviews and were like, yeah, we just didn't have the budget. We didn't have the budget. Mate, you had $230 million. What do you mean you didn't have the budget? What do you mean? What do you mean?
An obscenely large budget, though. Didn't you?
If anything, you had too much budget.
Yeah. Way too much.
What do you mean you didn't have enough? It's like, I will have caviar for catering every day. No, fuck off.
I could have made something so much better for like 50 million, I'm sure. And I've never run a big project like that. So I guarantee you I'd make something better for
100%.
a fifth of the money.
Oh, fucking what a pile of shit. There you go. I just thought we'd revisit this just for a bit of comedy. She should be thanking.
Sorry.
No, go on.
was gonna say it's just sour grapes from this Henderson woman. She's just she's obviously just embarrassed, right? And humiliated probably, and just and you hit out, don't you? Most people do. If you're made to look stupid and you don't know how to deal with it, you're not comfortable in your own skin. You're not comfortable with yourself. You don't know how to deal with it. You just hit out. That's obviously what she's doing here. It's quite simple. Seems to me, anyway.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because Leslie, her wife, Leslie the Forehead Headland, has lost. It's been framed as she walked away, but I doubt it. She lost the show on Netflix, her next project on Netflix. So I reckon this is all just like opportune timing, isn't it? The ratings come out, she loses her work with Netflix now, immediately following those ratings being revealed, and then you get this nonsense here with this woman as well. So yeah, sour grapes for sure.
I mean, it's quite simple, isn't it? That not just Star Wars fans, but nearly anyone that's looking for escapism and entertainment is not particularly interested in space lesbians and their relationship with their kids, with their adopted kids or whatever it is. Like reverse My Two Dads set in space to a space opera thing. No one wanted that. The concept of that is crap. So
the power of none.
Never going to be. It was never going to be good.
Oh dear, oh dear. Right, well there you go. Fucking the Acolyte, what a joke! What an absolute joke.